I've been listening to the radio. Utterly loud. Of course, every nation is imposed stricter censorship, but they can't silence the intimation of chaos. Very frightening. It's one of those horror movies where the ghostly hand reaches in and shuts off all the lights.
Any suggestive air raid?
None, but this ominous quiet of terror. Think of terror. Utterly silent. There's only one station there playing something, and it's in tow.
Probably something for the frontier.
Heard a man of Prague say something that sounded interesting, but him I could not understand. Then I switched to London, hopefully. Listened to a man describing the disastrous effects of ivy upon the traditional institution, the oak tree.
Well, you shall know soon. So we don't talk about crossing the frontier tomorrow?
Oh, no, Monsieur Weber. Except I'm still a little bit worried about Madame's passport.
We'll arrange about that.
Do you hear the sound of aeroplanes, Captain?
I do. It's our bombers. 1, 2, 3, 7 of them. 7 out of 18. Will you excuse me?
I'm so happy.
What was that, my dear?
I said I'm so happy.
Happy. What?
All this great, wonderful death and destruction. And you promoted.
Don't give me too much credit right now.
But I know what you've done.
Yes, my dear. You know a great deal. Don't forget to do credit to him, up there, who put fear into man. I'm but the humble over it,
Yes, that's quite right. We don't do half enough justice to him. Poor, dear God. Sitting up in heaven with nothing to do but play with solitaire. Poor lonely soul. Plain idiot, still left. The game that never means anything. Never ends.
What an engaging fancy you have, my dear.
Yes.
It is a quality here that fascinates me most. Limitless imagination. It is what has made you such an admirable, brilliant liar. Am I right?
Of course you are right. Had I any stuffy respect for the truth, I would never have been able to escape from the Soviets.
I'm sure of it.
Did I ever tell you how I escaped from the Soviets, Mikhail?
You've told me about it at least 11 times. And each time, it was different.
Well, that is because I have made several escapes. You see, I am always making escapes. Whenever I am worrying about you and your career, I have to run away from the terror of my own thoughts. So I amuse myself by studying the faces of the little, just the ordinary ones. The young English couple three. I was watching them during dinner, sitting close, holding hands, and I imagined him in his nice, smart British uniform, holding a pistol, shooting it at a tank. And the tank rolled over. And his fine, strong body, that was so full of capacity for ecstasy, was a mash of mass flesh and bone.
Oh my God.
A smear of purple blood, like a stepped-on snail. But before the moment of death, he consoled himself by thinking, thank God she is safe. She is bearing the child that I gave her, and you will live to see a better life. But I know where she is. She is lying dead in a cellar, wrecked by an air raid. You see, these are the thoughts with which I amuse myself, and it makes me so very sad to think that you are going to say all this.
Do you talk in this musical vein to many people?
No, I betray my thoughts to nobody but you. You know I am shut off from you. I'm a contented prisoner in your ivory tower.
I'm beginning to wonder about that.
Why? You think I could interest myself in somebody else?
No, my dear. I'm merely wondering whether the time has come for you to turn commonplace, like all the others.
The others.
All those who have previously spared my life. My former wife now knows that she abandoned me, because part of my income was derived from the sale of poison gas. Bullets, revolvers, and rifles, she could handle, because they're used also by sportsmen. Battleships too are permissible. They look so splendid in the new films, but she cannot stomach poison gas. She's now married to an anemic youth, and the large fortune that she obtained from me allows her to indulge his principal passion, which is the slaughtering of rabbits, pigeons, and rather small deer. My wife is presumably happy with him. I'm glad you want to as he was now.
No, I don't care for battleships, and I shall not marry myself an anemic duke.
But there's something a little reminiscent of the gaudy picture you painted of a wrecked cellar. I gather that this young couple has such a tender spot, eh?
Oh, a kill.
Apply your intelligence.
I do.
Then ask yourself, why didn't they die? And who are the greater criminals? Those who sell the weapons of death, or those who buy them and use them? You know there's no law to apply to that.
No.
But all these little people, like your new friends, they consider me an arch villain because I furnish them with what they want. The illusion of power. Big guns! To protect them from the consequences of their own obvious superiority. This is what they vote for in their pious governments. What they cheer for on their national holidays. They felt bravely about something they call natural honor. And what does it amount to? Mistrust of the motives of everyone else. Dog in the major defense of what they've got and greed for those other fellows' possessions. Honor, honor, and speed. And I can assure you right now, it was just little people. The deadliest weapons of the world of all. I hope I never have to explain this obvious things here. And I must go up and see about.
Ah, Mr. and Mrs. James.
Good evening, madam.
You have dined well? Hardly. Yes, thanks for vodka. Vodka never fails in an emergency.
Oh, we ate everything up to and including the spaghio.
Oh. May I introduce you to Monsieur Weber, Mr. and Mrs. James. Bonsoir, madame.
Monsieur Weber, we're going to have a little cabaret show for you now, madam.
Are you going to stay?
I don't think I should wait for a minute.
You must stay. Mr. Van is a real optimist. You will be so amused.
Very well, ma'am.
Yeah.
I can't vouch for the quality of the interview. It could be unintentional.
Please tell us.
I think it's a splendid idea, Miss Abbott.
Thank you. We try to contrive some novelty for our guests each evening, but
Won't you sit down? You say Mrs. is ideal.
Oh, yes.
Is it an Italian dish? You like it?
Yes, very much.
I don't.
All set, Donna?
I'm ready whenever you are.
Lights are okay.
Yes, everything's ready.
Oh, what's up, Captain? Some of my friends come to admire your art. Oh, tell the boys to sit down. Before we begin, folks, I just want to explain that we haven't had much time to rehearse with our good friend, Senor Pelota, and his talented little band. So, we must crave your indulgence and beg of you to give us a break if the rhythm isn't all strictly kosher. Thank you very much. All we ask of you, kind friends, is the Christian pearl of charity, to quote our great American poet, John Greenleaf Whittier. Takes it away.
Gotta get my old tuxedo pressed. Gotta sew a button on my vest, 'cause tonight I've gotta look my best. Lulu's back in town. Gotta get a half a buck somewhere. Gotta shine my shoes and slick my hair. Gotta get myself a boutonniere. Lulu's back in town. You can tell all my bets, all my hard-lung coquettes. Mr. Otis regrets that you won't be around. So you can tell the mailman not to call. I ain't coming home until the fall, and I might not get back home at all. Lulu's back in town. Lulu's back in town.
Respectfully, the young ladies who hear them, do you care to join them in a little to drink?
I show you that, girls.
Donadio, buoni subito.
Say, Harry, what are we to do now?
Join the army. Now will I give some of the girls a little rest. Slave, a specialty of my own. Strict session, it's not obligatory. This next number is a little song entitled, Where Have You Been All My Life? And why didn't you stay there?
Yeah, man. Wing it, honey.
I told you we didn't want you. We're not.
This whole thing, we. Oh, please, you just sit down, pal.
This whole thing is properly lies in ruin.
What is that say?
Say, for me, Harry, Zapastisti has bombed Paris.
What? That can't be possible.
What are you saying? Sons of wagons everywhere. I went and talked to one of the mechanics, who was homeless, I thought, and saw with his own eyes.
If you just sit down, pal. We're trying to give a little entertainment.
Sit here, drinking and laughing. What are you playing? About 20,000 kilos of bombs of Paris. Good God, God knows how many people are killed. God knows how much of beauty and life is forever destroyed. And you sit here with them, the murderers. They did it. It was that place and that field down there.
Captain, speak to your men before anything starts.
Keep out of this, Harry.
Damn you, assassins! Oh, assassini!
Zio Comanda, io ne sono il capo che.
You see, we stand together. France, England, America, allies. Shut up, will you? Against the power of France and England, the free democracies, against the tyranny.
Fluctuating, well, yeah.
France and England are fighting for the youth of mankind.
And a minute ago, England was a butcher in a dress suit. Now we're allies.
We stand together. But I know, we stand together forever. I say, damn them! Damn the spirit that sends them on the arm of death.
You don't close your mouth, the Frenchmen will be forced to arrest you.
Come fascisti, come national suicide. It's the last gesture that you toys, so
It's okay, Captain. Mr. Quillery is for peace. He's going back to France to stop the war.
You're not authorized to speak for me. I'm competent to say what I feel. And what I say is, down with the fascisti, a battle of fascisti. Andate! Viva la France! Vittorio sotto arresto! Viva la France! Viva la France! Viva la France! Viva la France!
Did it hurt you, Harry?
You better carry on with your turn, old boy.
Now, pal, the act is called. Give us the music, senor. Let dancing become general.
Come on, get hot. Let's sing. I was young and strong, but my father was old. The hardship of that terrible journey had broken his body, but his spirit was strong. That spirit that is Russia. He lay there in that little boat. Oh, I can never forget his face. So sweet, so bright, so beautiful in his eyes. And he looked up at me and he said, "Oh, Reina, little daughter." And then he died. For 4 days I was alone with his body. I was sailing through the storms across the lake. I have no food, no water. I was in wound. I was in agony from the bayonet wound of the Bolsheviki. I knew I must die. But then an American cruiser rescued me. May God bless those good men. I talk too much about myself. What about you, my friend?
Oh, I'm not very interesting. I'm just what I seem to be.
I do not believe. Say impossible.
Oh, c'est possible. The facts of my case are eloquent. I'm a potential genius. Reduced to piloting 3 blondes with bones.
Some things that you hide from the world, even perhaps from yourself. Tell me, how did you acquire your superior education?
Worked my way to college, selling encyclopedias.
I knew you had culture. But college, but
Now, just any college. You know, my sales stock was so good, I finally felt for it myself and I bought the whole damned encyclopedia. All.
and how much of this did you retain?
I never forget anything.
How unfortunate for you. Tell me, do any of these breeding companies visit your lady?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Fabian. I get considerable benefit from reading about the great
What do you
cortisol.
mean, for interrupting? But that is not right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know, but you stopped. Monsieur Rivera and I are associated in a sort of secret.
I see. business is pretty good, isn't it?
I suppose you are not one of those noble souls who entirely approve of being musicians in this street.
No, I'm not noble. Your friend is just another salesman. I make it a point never to criticize anybody else's racket.
Monsieur Weber is a very distinguished man. He has rendered very distinguished services to all the governments of the world. For that, he has been honored with the Legion of Honor, the Order of the White Eagle, the Order of St. James of the Sword, the Military Order of Christ.
The Military Order of Christ? I never heard of that one.
That is from Portugal.
Have you ever been to America?
Oh, yes, I've seen it all. New York, Washington, Palm Beach.
No, I said America. Have you ever been in the West?
Certainly, I flew across your continent.
Did you ever make any parachute landings in places like, I don't know, Iowa or Kansas or Nebraska?
I know enough of your countrymen to know that you are very faithful.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, yes, you are. You are just like the rest of them. A genuine, sentimental idealist. You believe in the good of human nature, don't you?
Well, what if I do? I've known millions of people, intimately. And I've never known 1 out of 100 that I didn't like once you got to know them.
That is very charming, but it is naive.
Maybe so. But experience prevents my working up much enthusiasm over anyone who considers the human race just so many playthings, even if he does belong to the Military Order of Christ.
If you came from this old earth culture, you would realize that men like Monsieur Weber are necessary to this sort of civilization.
Is that so?
I mean, the sort of civilization that we have got.
Oh.
People consider him to be an art villain because it is his duty to stir up a little trouble here. But he's a true man of the world. He is above petty nationalism. He can be a Frenchman in France, a German in Germany, a Greek, a Turk, benevolent occasionally.
Yeah. That little Guillory, he was an internationalist too. He believed in the Brotherhood, but the minute he got a whiff of gunpowder, he began to spout hate and revenge. And I suppose those nice, polite wops will have to shut him up with a firing squad.
To the painful necessity.
Well, it just demonstrates the sort of little trouble your friend stirs.
Do you know you can be extremely rude?
I'm sorry if I've hurt your feelings about Mr. Weber, but he happens to represent the 1% that I don't like.
I was not referring to that. Why do you stare at me so?
Was I staring?
Steadily, ever since I arrived here this afternoon. Why do you do it?
I was thinking I could notice a funny resemblance to somebody I used to know.
You should never tell a woman that she resembles somebody else. We none of us like to think our appearance is commonplace.
Oh, no. Well, what you look like wasn't commonplace.
She was someone near and dear to you.
She was somebody who occupies a unique shrine in the temple of my memory.
The temple of your memory. But a glowing tree. Oh dear, but I am keeping you from your duty.
What duties?
Those young ladies?
The girls are all right. They've gone to bed.
But there are several Italian officers about. Aren't you their chaperone?
I leave the girls to their own resources, of which they have plenty. We always forget.
Yes, as far back as I can remember.
I hope you don't mind my asking.
No. Now may I ask you something?
Easily so.
Why do you waste your time with those obvious little parties?
You mean you think I'm fitted for something that requires a little more mentality?
Oh yes.
How do you know so much about me?
For one thing, I saw your performance.
It was unfortunately interrupted. Have you seen the little bit?
I saw enough. You are a very bad man.
The King of Romania thought it was pretty good.
My opinion remains unchanged.
Well, I'll admit I've done better things. Would it surprise you to know that I was once part of a mind-reading act?
Really?
Yeah.
Now look, you are staring at me like a friend.
Have you ever been in Omaha?
Have I ever been there?
In Omaha.
Oh no. Where is that? Persia?
Nebraska. That's one of our states.
Really?
Yeah. I was there once. For the greatest act of my career. I was the stooge for Zuleika, the mind reader. Only she called me her stooge. I was the one that did all the brain work.
And she read people's minds?
Well, I did it for her. I passed through the audience and fed her the cues. We were sensational. Played the finest picture theaters in the key cities. Zuleika sat on stage, blindfolded, usually blind drunk.
But the one that I resemble?
Oh, no. There was another act on the same bill, the troupe of Russians.
Precious.
Singers, mandolin players, squat dancers. One of them was a redheaded thing. She kept pestering me about the code. She was so fascinated by her act.
Those poor Russians. There are so many of them all over the world. Did you know? Some of them are completely counterfeit.
His name was Counterfeit, all right.
Shiva?
In fact, she was the very finest liar I ever met. She kept after me so much that finally I asked her to come up to my room at the hotel one night, and we talked it over.
I hope you didn't give her that code.
No. After the week in Omaha, the bill split. The Russians went to Sioux Falls, we went on interstate time. I played with Zuleika for another year until the drink finally got her and she couldn't retain. So the act busted up. I always hope I'd meet up with that redhead again sometime. She might have been good. She had a voice for it and a kind of overtone of mystery.
She's a characteristic gypsy club. And you never saw her again?
No.
No?
No. No.
Perhaps it is just as well. She could not have been so clever to be so easily duped into coming into your room.
She wasn't being duped. She knew what she was doing. If there's any duping going on, she's the one.
She did make an impression.
It's crazy about her. She was womanhood at its most desirable and most unreliable.
It is very late.
Do you know any Russian music?
But yes, when I was a very little girl, my father used to engage Shaliakin to come over to our house. He taught me many songs.
Charlie Alpin, eh? My, your father spared no expense.
Why should he? That was in old Russia. How strange.
Oh, very strange. You know this one? How do you spell that name? Urania.
Urania? Irene.
That's it! Irene! You're the one.
That's right.
The redheaded liar. I knew I could never be mistaken.
You amuse me.
It's a pleasure to be amusing.
Here we are on this cold mountain peak in Bedlam. Tonight, the Italians have bombed Paris. Maybe, perhaps, the English will be bombing Germany tomorrow, and the Soviets bombing Tokyo. And all you worry about is whether I am some girl you once met casually in Omaha.
Did I say it was casual?
You amuse me very much indeed.
I admit it's very amusing. I've admitted a lot of things tonight, haven't I? I admitted I was crazy about you, didn't I? Well, why don't you come across and give me a break?
You, so troubled, so uncertain of everything.
I'm not uncertain about it anymore. There's something about you that was indelible. Something I couldn't forget all these years.
Forgive me for intruding, Irena. I suggest it's time for you to go to bed.
Yes, yes, monsieur, I am coming. At once. Poor Monsieur. He suffers from the most dreadful insomnia. Perhaps there is something on his mind. He is like Macbeth. Good night, my friend, my funny friend.
Good night.
Thank you for making me laugh so very much tonight.
You know, I can still teach you that code.
Perhaps we shall meet again at... What was the name of that hotel?
The Governor Bride.
Ah, the Governor's Bride.
That was wonderful, Mr. Man. All that singing and dancing.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, yes, Mr. Van. That was good.
Charlie Alvin. For God's sake.